Let's start off with Renee. How do you feel about joining the MCU?
I am so excited to join the MCU. I did not know that this would happen for me. And it's been surprising and so incredibly welcoming. I also had no idea just how big this universe is when I look at my phone right now and I see the people that are blowing me up because I was on episode 5. Just lets me know, however big you think you got, you ain't big till you get into the Marvel universe, okay? I'm just like, wow, really? I thought I was doing pretty well before this, but I guess clearly there was something I had not accomplished, so it feels very good. I think that you could check the box with half-hour comedy, specifically single camera half-hour comedy for She-Hulk, but it would be doing it a disservice because it really creates its own box in a way. I don't know that you can force it into any box. I think that's why I'm enjoying watching it so much, because the intersection between the comedy and the law and the superhero world, and also the way that it so creatively brings in so many people from so many different parts of the universe seamlessly within the same episode, and it kind of, there's a new kind of there's a new story, there's a new plot every single day. So it's, but it's also episodic, and it's also surprising. There are things that continue. Like it's doing so many things at the same time. I think it needs its own box.
Who is Mallory? What does she do for a living, and what is she like?
I play Mallory Book. Mallory Book is an attorney, and she's a very good one. She is famous for having the longest streak of winning cases out of every lawyer, and that's why they call her the face that never lost a case, which is interesting because it's meant as a compliment. But is it her face that won the cases? Let's ask ourselves that question. So I think what's beautiful about Mallory is that she, in this world, she feels that she is a superhero because her record speaks for itself. And to bump somebody else up next to her, who is a superhero and has not proven themselves in this world that we live in, I think is a little jarring for her. But what we learn when we see Mallory is that, there's room for her to, I think, surprise you in terms of who she respects, who she doesn't respect, who she befriends, and who she defends.
Renee, describe the relationship between Mallory and Jennifer.
I think historically in the comics, Jen is the one that destroys Mallory's winning streak. So there's a definite reason why she would not like her. And in the world that we live in, that hasn't happened. So there's a little bit more room for discovering something potentially new. She definitely is threatened by this person, but not because she's a superhero, perhaps because she's afforded a tremendous amount of kind of leeway and, in this world that maybe Mallory doesn't feel that she's earned. But they are two women in a world where they are fighting for something similar, even if they're not always on the same side. And so I think it's fun to watch them figure each other out. And I love the fact that Mallory is going to make Jen work a little harder for her respect and her trust.
Renee, you touched on this a little bit, but what's the key to playing Mallory? She's tough, intimidating, and yet likable. How do you do
that? Oh my goodness. How do I play Mallory Book and keep her tough and mysterious and somehow likable? I think I am very well aware as an actor that no matter what anyone has you do, you have to make sure you're aware of the rooting factor.
What in terms of how the audience is responding to your character, I think it's probably because I spent a lot of time on soap operas, and the fan base, even before social media, was very, very strong and influential. So I feel very comfortable in a world like the Marvel universe where the fan base is that strong and influential. And I think the way you do that as an actor is you're always very well aware of two things. One is what your objective is, and your objective always is something that you think is lofty and important, even if everyone else wouldn't agree with you. You're never doing anything particularly wrong. I'm not trying to be mysterious. I'm not playing at those things. I'm actually really aware of what I'm trying to accomplish and what's important to me. And the other thing is I'm always looking for the parts of myself that are real, that I can share with this character. Even if a Mallory book wasn't drawn to look like me, there are so many similarities we have. And so I want to, engage my sense of humor. I want to engage the part of me that might be afraid. I want to engage the part of me that wants to win. I mean, all of those things are in all of us, and I'm just looking for them in myself.
What do you hope audiences take away from the series?
I hope that audiences leave this series and think, Marvel's done it again! I had no idea that they could do this to me in a totally new way, in a totally new genre, with this character that I didn't know as much about it, and I should look into and read more. I hope we go get more comics. I hope they ask for more of this character and more of this world. And probably the most important thing is I remember after my daughter saw the first 4 episodes at our premiere, she was so excited about this moment that She-Hulk was outside of a bar and these 4 guys come up to her and try to bully her, and she beat them all up. She's a 9-year-old little girl, and she felt like she was a superhero. And I feel like that's why we watch these shows, because we want to believe in our own power over situations where we feel small. And I hope we get a little bit of that, because I think right now we need it.